Good morning everybody from a rather lovely September morning in Cambridgeshire. So for a quick view of the garden before we get onto the boat. Well, hello everyone. I should start off by saying that due to my lack of experience with the iCloud and things, I seem to have lost some videos. So I'm now using my wife's phone because she has a lot more storage and she's much more expert in these things. And she's been doing all the videos for my clips anyway. Last time I spoke, we were going to remove some material and shape the hull. And we did remove the material and we shaped the hull with this jig. So I took all the formers and put them on the base so that I could shape the hull to fit. And it's a pretty good fit. As good as I say, as my formers and thickness of the fiberglass is concerned. That left the hull with a weight now of about 850 grams, which is, I hope, quite reasonable. I've also marked and machined the hole for the mast, and I will be making a aluminium top hat shape to hold the mast in position, and the top hat will be epoxied in here when I've finished the hull. Excuse me. So the next job really is, now that the shape is, there are a few places where I got a little carried away with my plane, and there'll be some small bits of filler put in where I got the wall thickness just a tad small, and then sand it down. The shape isn't obviously perfect, but as long as it's fair and true and smooth, it shouldn't affect the performance too much. So what else have we been doing? Here we have the fin. It's made of 8mm pine, and then I've shaped it so that will register nicely inside the keel and be epoxied in position, and hopefully will take the lead weight when I've decided how I'm going to make that. This is going to be laminated with glass fibre cloth to give it strength. The next thing is the mast itself. One has to decide what thickness to make the mast. Now, the scaled up version of this boat uses a mast about 10 or 11 millimeters outside diameter with a 0.5 millimeter wall thickness. And I have to decide what strength mast I need. If you calculate the strength of a tube with, say, 10 millimeter outside diameter and 9 millimeter inside diameter, it's about a third of the strength of a solid tube. But aluminium is about 70 times stronger than hardwood, and I'm going to be making the mast out of hardwood. So I've got a factor of 20 weaker mast than the aluminium one. On top of that, I've scaled the mast out, the whole model down by a factor of 2/3. So with the forces going as the sail area, we're talking about 40% of the forces. We now have a safety margin of lack of safety margin of about a factor of 5. So what I'm going to do is go up from 10 millimeters to a 12 millimeters, which will give me another factor of 2 in safety. So we're about half as strong as the equivalent of an aluminium mast, but I think that will do for a boat that is not going to be sailed in very windy conditions. The manufacture of the mast, as I say, was from 12 millimeter Rammond Dowling, and I mounted it in my lathe, as you'll see in the picture. Mounted it in the lathe and then put it in some steadies, and then in just little 50 millimeter lengths, reduced the diameter from 8mm going up to 12mm in about 0.5mm steps, and then sanded everything down to get what I think is quite a smooth and pleasant mast. Hopefully it'll be strong enough. Okay, I think that's enough for this section, and we'll go and do some filling and some more sanding and be ready almost for laying epoxy mat. So I thought I'd show a speeded up clip of me machining the little top hat to hold the mast. So I've already loaded the 3/4 inch aluminium stock into the lathe. I'm going to face off, then turn down a length of 30mm down to a diameter of 15mm, which will fit the hole in the hull. Then I'll turn it around, then I'll hacksaw it off, turn it around, face off again, and bore out for the 12mm diameter. That's the plan. And there we go. One cup, which hopefully, let's just go and have a check, will fit nicely in to the hole and be room for epoxy. And the mast, which is made out of 12mm dowel, is a good fit with not too much movement. Lovely, job done.